Alright, yo Internet, my name is Mr. Domination. Welcome to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, episode 18. In the last episode, we beat Girahim, and in this episode, we're just gonna kinda goof off, and I'll tell you what's gonna go on. This is my first experience with post-commentary as opposed to live commentary. The reason being, I lost the file with the live commentary, which I'm really miffed about because I loved this episode. I just remember some of the things that I did, and it was honestly one of my favorite episodes. Here, I'll read this line.
Oh, that's too bad, but it sounds like you at least know where you need to search to find her, Kui. That's something, right? I'm so glad I've finally been reunited with all my Kikwi friends. It's all thanks to you, Kui. With any luck, hopefully you'll find that girl you've been searching for real soon, Koroku. Take care, okay?
Alright, sounds good, Machi. Now get out of here, you scamp. But yes, this is my first experience with post-commentary. I lost the file for the live commentary. And this is a part I was having so much fun with this part. You'll see what I mean in a second, but once I stabbed that fruit, I decided to have a little fun. So I stabbed this fruit, and I start having, like, fantasies about being the Fruit King or something. Something along those lines. And I also find out that you can actually do something really awesome. You can Skyward Strike. Well, you can Skyward Strike with a fruit on your sword. So I get the Skyward Strike there, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what kind of insane things can I do with it? And I go over to the edge here, and when that happened, I kind of freaked out, as you can see. I was so unbelievably happy. And then here, I'm just gonna kind of decide to go back to Skyloft, because, you know, it's time to do that anyway. But I had some things I wanted to talk about in this, especially because it was a post-commentary video and I needed to find things to talk about. And, one thing I was going to announce was the 3 games I got recently with my Wii Points card. I picked up Chrono Trigger, which I'm incredibly excited to play. I picked up, what else? Chrono Trigger, Mega Man, and Pokemon Snap. And these are all very likely candidates for retros that I'll be doing. What else? Any other announcements? I think Mega Man definitely would be an awesome retro. I think that would be really good. I'm still really sad that I don't have Sony Vegas anymore, just because I had the trial version. I was hoping that it would be kind of like, I don't know how many people use IRC clients, but MIRC, that one, I still have the trial version, but it basically lasts forever, and I was kind of hoping that Vegas did the same thing, but alas, the world is a cruel place. Let's see, what else? I had something just on the tip of my tongue to talk about. I guess I could talk about LPers? No. Well, I was actually recently thinking of submitting an episode of Skyward Sword onto the Speed Gamers forum. A lot of LPers will go there, and they will submit an episode of their work to the Speed Gamers, make like their own thread, and put a video and say, hey, I'd like feedback, and there are really good LPers on the Speed Gamers forums who will give that feedback. Blau Major is one. Let's see, who else gives a lot of feedback? Kyle the Darkin, Wee187, who I think is just the coolest guy, and Lothus too. I don't know Kyle as well. I actually don't really know him at all. But enough about relationships. Burp. You might be noticing I'm saying and a lot in this episode, and I've told before that it kind of bothers me that I do that, but I really don't. I'm a lot more relaxed this morning. I'm actually pretty relaxed in the mornings. As you can tell, I'm probably not doing anything crazy at this point, and that's just because I'm a very chill morning person. So I'm just really taking it slow. I've been playing Rune Factory, Fantasy Harvest Moon, just so much. Oh, and here I get the Iron Shield, which is pretty rad. I like the Iron Shield. But I have been playing Rune Factory a lot. I popped it in on a whim. I played one day, and eventually I was on 20, and it was just really awesome. I love Rune Factory already. I'm not usually one to judge a game so quickly, but I really like Rune Factory, and I can already tell it's going to be a game that I'll like for a long time. and I'm very, very eager now to pick up either Tides of Destiny for PS3 or Frontier for Wii, because I'm very, very eager to play more of these games. I love Harvest Moon, and I love Rune Factory. Just really, really fantastic. I could talk about future Let's Plays, because I think I've got it figured out at this point, but there's nothing definite, so I probably won't do that. And that's okay. And oh, you also might have noticed that I'm being kind of quiet here, so I apologize for that. The reason being that Daddy Daw is like, I'm in the room where my Wii usually is, and I don't think I've ever really shown that on camera, and it's like right next to my recording station, and Daddy Daw is exercising like right there. So, yay. The date I'm recording this is actually quite a long time after the live commentary for episode 17 was recorded, like, probably a whole, man, 2 or 3 weeks. It's been a long time, Internet. But, yeah, I'm looking at my Wii and GameCube game shelf and seeing already a couple games I'd like to LP, but I'm not going to tell you. Ha 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 ha. Here I'm just trying to see if I can upgrade anything. I'm really sorry, too, that I'm not really talking about the game much. It's just with post-commentary, I'm very inexperienced, and I don't really know what to talk about, so I'm opting more to talk about, you know, life and what's going on with me, as opposed to what's going on with the game. Especially because this episode is nothing really special, only really the beginning with the fruit and the end were my favorite parts. And they made the episode one of my favorites. But, alas, children, let's continue our chat. Oh, what else did I want to talk about, though? I might go out later today and... Well, my next big thing I'm saving up for is Sony Vegas, is Pro 11. I really, really want to get Pro 11 because I loved it. It was complicated, but I was figuring it out, and I think I had it down, and I was rendering some of these vids in gorgeous quality, just fantastic. For those of you who have some of these editing programs, if you have any experience and know and think any of them are better, like should I get Premiere instead or something like that, please tell me, because I'm in the market for these programs. And at the moment I have probably about $120 set aside for an editing program. And depending on where I get it, like eBay or Amazon, it ranges anywhere from $300 to $600. So I'm either very close. Well, I'm either pretty close or still quite far to getting it. I'm actually really surprised. I don't think I've sniffled once this whole recording. Sniffling is quite a problem of mine, especially since I don't know what it is, but I've been kind of sick the past couple days, which kind of blows, but what are you gonna do? Really? Like, what are you gonna do about sickness? You can't do much. I think I will go into LPers I've been watching, though. I was watching Video Games Awesome from Far From Subtle, and I recently finished watching their Heavy Rain playthrough, which I thought was freaking fantastic. I've had very little experience with the game, but I thought it was probably the perfect game for that show. Just the way they played it was really, really good. Just as a warning, though, if you were a little hesitant about watching games with suggestive content, you might not want to watch the Heavy Rain playthrough, just because it is a game with questionable themes and such. But I am still watching their Skyward Sword, which I think is equally awesome. I really do kind of look to them for inspiration. Oh, and here's another part of the game where I was just having too much fun. I was screaming maniacally, like, grabbing a pumpkin, and I was trying to recreate the... you can see the Skyward Strike there. I was trying to recreate the squash thing, that squash down on the surface, and trying to cut the pumpkins, but as you can see, it wasn't working out too well. I don't know how many other people did this, but I did this for quite a while, and I don't know. I'm just an easily entertained gamer. It doesn't take much to make me laugh or keep me entertained, and this was just really, really keeping me entertained. Just stabbing pumpkins left and right. Oh dear. And this is a part where I just... where I was, like, freaking out, like... This is the part where I was laughing the hardest in the episode. I found out you could sheath your sword with the pumpkin on it, and the pumpkin would, like, pop open. And I was getting so excited for whatever reason. I just wanted to keep doing it and doing it. And that's not what she said, so don't even try it there. And it was just a ton of fun. This is one of the episodes where I really kind of... I had a lot of fun with a really fun game, but probably for the wrong reasons. Like, I don't think Miyamoto ever really intended this to be one of any person's favorite part of Skyward Sword, was tossing fruit or sheathing it with your sword. I really don't think that he or any of the development team thought of that. But I love it nonetheless. I know there was a couple more things I wanted to talk about, guys. Dang, post-commentary's kind of hard. I mean, I can understand some people who do it really, really well, but I'm one of those people that just kind of sucks at it. So I'm really, really sorry. But yes, the next episode of Skyward Sword I'll probably submit for review to the Speed Gamers. Oh, this lady's such a wank. I hate her. Oh my gosh. It makes you pay for that. And she's so ugly, too. Look at that. You broke my antique. Oh, I don't even want to give her a voice. Like, I don't feel like voice acting in post-commentary either. Like, I'm not inspired to do it, and I don't know how many people think that way or what. But anyway, there's a couple more LPers who are friends of mine who've recently started up again or started up anew. Mogzyke, I think, is one, and he's Weasel Bro in the Speed Gamers community, and Maz the Wolfman also is starting a Paper Mario, I think Paper Mario LP, and that should be really cool. And the lady just continues with her Sean Boolery stuff. Honestly, though, if I want to get critical with myself for a second here, I'm just going to come out and say it. This is probably one of the poorest examples of what I do as a Let's Player. And I'm not saying that post-commentary is a bad thing, because I've seen it work, and I've enjoyed a lot of post-commentary myself. Like, a lot of the Machinima directors are post-commentators, and they do a fantastic job. They get so many views, it's ridiculous. I think Hutch is one, and he is one of the most famous, and C-Nanners also. I mean, I could be wrong. If you guys are Machinima fans, you should definitely leave that in a comment and tell me for sure. And sorry, my dad walked in, so it was really awkward. I don't really like doing anything Let's Play style with my family really close like that. Especially because I haven't even introduced them in a vlog or anything yet, so it's really awkward, like, I can't really explain it, like, and I'm going to do Let's Plays with my dad at some point, but just, like, I don't know, like, it's that weird feeling, like, this is kind of embarrassing, like, which brings me to another point. It's so much easier, I think, to talk, well, like, I have friends in real life. I would venture to say that we all do. And it's very, very easy to talk to them. But at the same time, it's so much easier, in my opinion, to talk and be opinionated and say things you wouldn't normally say on the internet, for better or for worse. If you have something to say that's very positive, it's probably better and easier to say it on the internet. Not necessarily better, because it's good to say it in real life too. But if you have something that's quite negative towards someone, again, it's very easy to say that on the internet. And that's the whole deal with trolling, I think. Oh, here's something. We're gonna go visit Batro. He is an interesting fellow. 5-second smoothie break, go! Thanks, guys. Anyway, I'm sorry if I sound kind of down in the dumps, but truth be told, I am a little down in the dumps. I don't really know why. It's maybe just been my video troubles, or I had a somewhat rough week at school. Just all sorts of things. But I'm going to try to stay positive, because I really think that's important. And I really don't like sounding negative for any viewer. I think it's depressing and sad. Oh, another YouTuber is a very, very good friend of mine. He goes to my school. He's younger than me, but he's a very, very cool guy. His name is Chris, or TKA Legend. He's the leader of a clan called TKA, and I don't know what it stands for because I'm not in the clan, but maybe one day I will be. I'm up to finding clans. I need a clan. I need a clan. But, yeah, he has a Minecraft Let's Play that's going on, and he's very, very new to it, so I've been helping him out, and I think he's doing really, really well now, so... And I'm not saying I made a difference, because I really don't think I did, but he gave me a shout-out in a video saying that I did, and that made me feel really warm and fuzzy inside. I just was really, really happy. Oh, gosh. Pippet's mom. Man.
Leaving already, Ling? If you see Pippet on a plateau, make sure you wave and say hello.
You're like the rapist grandfather voice. Oh, Pippet's mom wants it, to quote Fraser from FFS. And that's... Man, speaking of FFS, I recently got an account on their website, beta.videogamesawesome.com. And I haven't spoken a single word over there. I just wanted to sign up to sign up. But hopefully I want to get active in that community, so hopefully I'll be able to break out of my shell a little bit, like I did with TSG. Like, I was the shyest kid. And the interesting thing is, I joined TSG, and as a total stranger... And this is something interesting because I think it applies in real life, too. As a total stranger, I was perfectly okay with being open and talking a lot and giving my opinion. And once I got acquainted and kind of figured out who was who with all these people, on an acquainted level, I was so unbelievably shy. Like, I would very rarely say anything, and I still hardly post on the forums. Like, I will do every once in a while. But I just would not say anything. And even in real life, just as acquaintances, I still very rarely talk to people. And that's something I've just kind of realized. But once you break the acquaintance level into friend, then you go back to strangers again. Ha, Wong Fu reference. If you guys know what Wong Fu is, I love you. But once you're friends, you kind of go back to that stranger level again, and you're able to be open and talk because these are people that you trust. And especially once you reach kind of that best friend level, you're very, very comfortable with these people. And I think I've made quite a lot of friends over on TSG. Nintendo Master, good friend Yuso, Malik, and just Sam DeMan. Really, really, really cool people. And one of my faults, I guess, is... I guess you could say it's a fault, but I really... It could be a good fault. I love making friends, and I think that's one of my biggest goals when joining any community, is to make friends. And I'm a really horrible person, because no matter what type of community I join, the only friends I'm interested in making are the ones who are up at the top. When I joined the Speed Gamers, the only people whose attention that I wanted, or who I wanted to talk with, were the commentators, or the actual Speed Gamers. Like Chase and Britt and those types of guys. Even the mods, because I thought they were important. And now, I mean, I've met other people and trade them for anything. And now, even when I've joined FFS, I just want so badly to talk to, like, Fraser, but once I get more involved in that community, I'll probably find friends there who I think are fantastic. And when I joined the Creature Hub forums, you know, the people I wanted to meet most were the creatures, and I still haven't talked there, and I'd still love to meet the creatures, but the point I'm trying to say is that while I am kind of a bad person, at least I think so, for wanting to only talk with higher-ups, I usually almost always realize the mistake in that and try to make friends with everyone else. And that's a very, very good thing. And I can promise you guys that if you start low, and this applies for Let's Playing too, if you start low, you'll get higher. I promise you that. And I have friends who've done the same, who can attest to the same. Everyone started somewhere, and yeah, that's really it. But anyway, this concludes this episode.